That's going to melt down. Once we get that all melted down, at that point in time, we'll start the seasoning process and see what it needs. Short ribs are browning up nicely. We're going to get all 4 sides of these. And one thing as a home cook, a lot of people tend to move stuff around in a pan. Just leave it be. Just let it sit there. Let it do what it's supposed to do. There are some things that need to be moved around, but.
So what happened to your rule this time of just using a minimum amount of pot?
Well, I'm breaking that rule. Obviously, I'm breaking that rule. Well, I am going to use this one twice. Okay. That's going to be used for, you know, it's going to be cooked in and then it's going to be baked in. I know I do have a strict rule of trying to use as few pots and pans as possible, but I am breaking that rule today.
Even though you use every pot in that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. I try and steer clear of that. As I said, it's nice at the restaurant because there's somebody to clean it all for me, but we'll trim off normally about the bottom inch of asparagus, basically up to the whites. Some people peel it. I don't find any reason to peel it, really. So we'll see if our water's boiling. Yep. Almost there. You can hear those short ribs going. Gonna set these on their side. Get all four sides.
We have caramelization in the bottom.
Yeah, that's where your flavor is. That's where your flavor is. Okay, we're going to go into our pot with asparagus. Nice thin asparagus. That should only take, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes or so. Oh, that's good. So our short ribs are coming along. I'm just going to chop up what they call a mirepoix to go in with those short ribs when we put them in the oven. Celery, we've got the baby carrots. I'm just going to leave those as is. Well, and some rough cut onion. Okay. These short ribs are all done. I'm going to just take them out for a moment. I'm going to turn this heat down just a touch because I'm going to deglaze the pan with a little bit of red wine. Anything you really want to. I just happen to grab a bottle of Shiraz. Start slow. Don't get crazy right off the bat. See, Ted had said he hadn't set off the smoke detector yet. He normally doesn't set off the smoke detector, so today will be the day.
But you've never cooked here before.
Yes, exactly. So as Bob said, the nice brown stuff on the bottom of the pan. This is what they describe as deglazing. When you take all that nice crispy brown bits on the bottom of the pan.
Full of flavor.
Yep. Scrape all that off.
It smells good, right?
Yeah, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got our red wine in there. We're going to add a little more. I'm just going to add some water, a little more liquid. The red wine's going to give it a lot of flavor. That all those bits of beef stuck on the bottom of the pan are going to add a lot of flavor. take this right over to the sink, I think is probably the easiest. And when you braise things, you don't want to completely cover all that you're cooking. You want to leave a little bit of room at the top. We'll put our onions, celery, some carrots. I'm going to set our short ribs back in there. There we go. Now I've got the oven set on 400. Gonna cover those right up so they steam right in their own juices. And down here I'm gonna check our pine nuts, see how they're coming along.
I forgot all about those.
No, this oven is not on. I don't know why, but that's all right. So I took the little Dutch oven, popped it down into the stove. I've got it on 400, and I'd say maybe an hour or so down in there. We can come back and check it. You really can't. The only way you can overcook that is if you allow all the liquid to evaporate, but it really shouldn't happen now that it's covered tightly down there in the oven.
Now, is that something you could put in like a slow cooker in the morning and let it cook
Yeah,
all day
definitely.
long?
Yeah, definitely. Bacon's done. I'm gonna take that off and set it on some paper towels to drain. You know, I'm just gonna leave that there for now. Asparagus needs a little more time. Whoops. Yeah, keep the water away from the hot grease. There you go. And our butternut bisque is coming along. And we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I've got the short ribs in the oven. We've got the oven actually functioning, so we're all set there. I did went back to the Bob Heisen method of pine nuts, just because the oven wasn't working earlier, so we're just getting those browned up quickly. I have my butternut bisque so far. The butternut's all cooked down. Now, we make a great pumpkin soup at the restaurant, which I like to season. I like a little sweetness and saltiness. Never mind that. It's actually 10 p.m. It's not 10 a.m. I like the sweetness playing off the savory pumpkin flavor. So I'm putting a little brown sugar in there. Secret ingredient, maple syrup. Gives a little sweetness, little fall flavor. We haven't had much cold weather lately, but it's coming around. It's a great soup for winter time. So we're gonna let that brown sugar and that maple syrup get in there, infuse a little bit. And we'll come back to that. Toasting our pine nuts up nicely. And while we're doing that, I'm just gonna put together a little salad that came up with. Poached the asparagus. We've got our bacon right there. Sullivan's had some gourmet greens in the refrigerator. So we're just going to take our greens. You could do this with any type of lettuce you wanted to. Sprigs of fresh asparagus. Lightly poached.
Presentation is lovely.
Oh well, it's